My name is BJ Albano, also known as Blueprint, also known as Twin Clay. I'm the founder of Operation Zion, and I krump dance. When did I start dancing? I started dancing around 2005. I was about 18 years old. I mean, I always loved dance, but around the time I was 18 is when I really started to take it seriously and want to go further in it. And I just started dancing in the street. I watched this movie Rise and it changed my life. It showed me that dance can be more than just a 1-2 step or a choreographed routine. And I just saw raw aggression, and that appealed to me. So I just started dancing in the streets with my friends and took it from there. Rise was a documentary by David LaChapelle, not Dave Chappelle, but David LaChapelle, and it was covering the street dances of LA, clown dancing, krump dancing, which was new at the time, and stripper dancing. I didn't have a studio, we didn't have access to a studio or anything, and I didn't take any prestigious dance classes or anything like that. But I knew I loved krump, and a couple of friends of mine loved krump as well. So we found some music, blasted them in our cars, and just danced in empty parking lots, on the streets, in our basements, wherever we could, really. It was just raw expression, really. Well, without a teacher or without classes, we learned krump by guessing. We watched whatever clips we could on YouTube and whatever we could pick up from the movie Rise and other krump documentaries, and we would just do our best to imitate it until the point where we were actually given the opportunity to meet some of the veterans and OGs of krump, and that's where the knowledge started pouring in. But before that, it was a wild goose chase in Canada. The krump movement in Toronto started, at least for my part, me and my best friend, Daniel Diwa. We started a crew called Menace Fam, and we had gotten some of the OGs who are some of the OGs in krump, Gush and Rehab. They became our first little homies, and that started a whole generation of krumpers that became Dub, which is Durham Underground Buckness. And after that, I branched off and I got together with a few other big krumpers around the city, and we started a group called Sega Clan. We modeled our characters after our favorite Sega or cartoon characters. It was kind of fun. But still, krump was very underground, and I wanted to take it to another level. And me and my best friend at the time, my other best friend, his name was Aaron. He wasn't a dancer, but he loved krump. So we were plotting in his basement, and we were like, we need to take krump to another level, so that the mainstream can see it, so that the people, it'll be a respected dance and people will want to watch it. So we were sitting in the basement and we're like, okay, let's start a YouTube page, let's start a movement, let's start a crew, and we'll go from there. What do we call it? And I'm like, I don't know, North Bucc or something. And he's like, why? I'm like, well, we're from the North and we're Bucc. And then he's like, okay, let's do it. And then he started editing footage that we had already had, and that was footage of me, another OG, Primal, Ruthless, Loco. All these guys are veterans in the Toronto game. And I wanted to change the name, actually. I didn't want to go with North Bucc after that, but then he was just like, no, it's dope. And then from that point, North Bucc shot up. Durham Underground Buckness, the dub movement shot up, and then the younger generation started seeing it, and you have people like groups like Bucc and Flvr and Soul Society and J La Soul or whatever other crews are out there, and they just started rising up in the krump game to the point where it is now. Like you see krump, little bits of krump in almost every little dance routine, whether you go to the Beat Down or Stomp or BYOB. Krump is everywhere now. Now I spend a lot of my time practicing really wherever I can. As long as I got headphones and I got music or I can imagine something, I'm practicing. I'm practicing in my mind, or you can find me and my group Operation Zion practicing in our church, because that's where we do our Bible studies, because for us, our dance is really faith-based now. And we still dance in the streets. Hence, this is why we're here right now, street session. Majority of my inspiration is more spiritual than physical, because early on in my dance career, I took some wrong turns and made some bad decisions, and it took me down a dark path in my life, and I found myself addicted to drugs, and I was selling drugs, and I never thought I'd go down that path. I started getting arrested for crazy stuff that me and my friends would get into, and it made me really second guess what I was doing with my life and why I was wasting my talent away. And then I had an encounter with Christ, and this encounter really changed my life. It made me it gave me a feeling of redemption. It gave me redemption, actually. I got a second chance at life, and it made me realize that God gave me my talent for a purpose, to inspire other people to seek something greater, something eternal, something that wasn't just fame or fortune or just that 15 minutes of fun, that pleasure, but something deeper in life. So that my inspiration draws from what God has done in my life, and that I could have been a lot worse off. And now I'm here doing what I love and inspiring other people, and the people that I've encountered, younger people who I'm blessed that they look up to me, and I've been able to teach them, and I've seen them make the same decisions and experience the same life-changing encounters that I've had. That's what inspires me. Dance is more than just a fun thing to do for me. It's a way to inspire, it's a way to influence, it's a way to get your message out there without necessarily speaking words. And just by the way that you move, someone will be able to feel you, and you'll have that connection. You'll make a connection with somebody, and that could spark a friendship or a brotherhood that could go beyond dance. And that's what dance means to me. What pushes me to innovate as a dancer is to know that I can achieve my potential. I don't want to just be happy with dancing and say, oh, that's it. I want to know that I put my all into it, and I've done my best in it, and with what I've established, I've been able to give back to the people who are willing to receive whatever I have to give. The dancers that I look up to in Krump, majority, are the group Street Kingdom. Tie-Dye's their leader, Junior Tie-Dye's, B-Dash, who's Twin Tie-Dye's. I look up to this one dancer named Clash. My friend and one of my mentors in Krump, his name is T-Zan, or Grave Digger. Shout out T-Zan. My big homie in the States, Big Clay, Bishop Clay Cofield. He taught me a lot about dance and character and keeping it true to your spiritual nature. So those big heads and my little homies. My little homies inspire me because I see how they progress and I see how they hunger for more, and it reminds me every day how I should be hungry for more as well and stay humble as well. My message to the dance community is know why you dance and give it your all. My 5'8" is knowing that when I dance, it's not me, but it's the God in me. And the same God that changed my life could reach other people through the same dance and could change other people's lives too, for the better. And that's my 5'8". What's your 5'8"?